think that's where you got a real tough time.
And so, and I
true.
think that could be the argument that these niggas just not articulating.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh no, Goku the nicest with the hands. And when you bring that in, it become a lot more difficult.
See, but then my question becomes, so that was like, because I had a spin on this, really, right? Like, they're stronger than Goku. And it wasn't strength, because I felt like you couldn't really take them on strength-wise. But my question is really, like, martial arts combat-wise. Like, let's say we even the plane, it was world tournament level, and you just boxing this nigga with combat. Do we still think Goku is, like, one of the top tier martial artists, or it's all of these other things? That's what I'm saying. Like, combat wise, he's fast and he throws a lot of punches.
I have to say,
I would say he couldn't beat Baki's father. If it was just pure straight combat, he wouldn't be able to beat him.
Right?
Nigga,
I'm sorry, I disagree.
What?
No, just pure combat based off of the levels of martial arts that you know. I would say that I would assume that he knows more martial arts than him.
I mean, we still got to talk about the physical feats, though.
Yeah,
I mean, we still got to talk about.
No, I thought we weren't going based off of strength.
I thought we were just going based off
purely based off your martial arts skills,
right?
Not based off how strong this nigga is or how fast this nigga is.
I was trying to say scale Goku down to that combatant's world, like basically put it in a way where it's just a martial arts battle.
See,
then he would lose to every martial arts.
You think so?
I don't agree.
I think he has martial arts.
And this would be my argument.
I mean,
so if you look at the way Master Roshi trained them, their martial arts, like that's why I say Goku's strength and speed, not bullshit. His martial arts is built on being physically dominant. You know what I'm saying? They carry turtle shells on their back. They lift heavy stuff. They train to heavy gravity. It's not about being technically sound. It's about being physically superior to the nigga ahead of you. Most niggas Goku knock out is because like, bro, I'm faster than you. So it's like, to me, that argument is saying, hey, let's get rid of Goku's skill. Because technically, I give Goku don't get them bullshit power-ups. Well, he do, but not the same way that other, main characters do. There is still a progression to everything Goku got. A progression you can track. Like that nigga actually, like, bro, this is his power. This is his martial art being faster than you. So it's like, I don't think that's fair. And if we scale him down, we still have to say that, I would say we scale him down to his martial arts tournament days, where it's like, okay, he not Goku blowing up planet speed, but he's faster than you can see for sure. Like, I think that's fair. That's part of his moves. It's like a sports anime nigga, like, yo, this nigga fast. Like, that's Goku shit. Oh, this little nigga quick.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I think that's a fair point, and I think that's why I never brought that up as a versus, because it does seem like all of the speed and strength feats are tied to what you consider his martial arts in general. So it's like, if you took it away, he's not Goku, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean, but even based on that scale, I would still put him up high, but based on what Gramps now said with that reference, I would now agree with Gramps then. I think that Baki's dad could take him then.
Well, Deuce was saying based that any nigga with martial arts can beat him in that case.
Yeah, I think if you take away all of his, like Player 5 said, his thing is his strength and speed. If you take that from him and just give him like regular Baki niggas stuff, I think most of those people in Baki can beat him. They have technically better martial arts skills than Goku does. It's just that he doesn't get strong and fast.
You said that this nigga practices on strength and speed, right? So we have a nigga who's pure. He was an assassin whose combat was purely based on speed. If you go back to King and Ashura, they had a nigga who basically knocked out niggas just by dashing extremely fast and knocking their ass out, and he got his ass straight dropped. So a nigga like that is beatable. Yeah. Even if you're faster than all of your opponents, you still getting your ass dropped by a nigga that knows
exactly. I'm the one that's saying Goku will get dropped. Yeah,
I'm saying Goku not going for that, bro. Like, cause Goku also pretty shifty. Like, I'm just like, when I think back to Goku, cause the way it seemed like niggas trying to fight him, it's like scale that nigga back down to Goku from Dragon Ball, and like, he mainly used his speed and strength to conquer niggas, but Goku also wasn't like a slouch. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going. Like, he not weak with the hands. He just like, what's the point of knowing how to get out of an arm lock when I can knock your fucking arm off?
I mean, my thing is, I think like tournament Goku is still probably stronger than everyone with Baki though. You know, like when he fighting Piccolo, them niggas are still way above what they was doing.
I think the low key issue is that, like, based off like what you said, Player 5, scaling Goku down to any universe still makes him by default the strongest person in that universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the issue.
That's his style.
Because it's associated to his martial arts. So it's like, in order to keep the speed, technically he still has strength behind that speed. So you can't just make him super fast without also adding strength behind that fastness. You feel me? So if you put him in Baki, he has to be the strongest, fastest nigga. Like,
by far, even
physically stronger than Biscuit, and then as fast as the fastest nigga. And then I think maybe you can still debate that. And then I still think Yujiro might be able to take the dub. But then it's almost like saying he is Yujiro, because I don't know if Yujiro is the fastest, but I'm assuming, you know, his ability encompasses that. So I don't know. It's like saying, can he beat himself in a way?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Is like, if you want to scale him there, just like you said, take whoever the strongest, fastest nigga in that show is, and then double that nigga and be like, all right, that's what Goku would be if he was in that show. Because even in Dragon Ball, there were other types of martial arts. Like, niggas was using real skills, and like that nigga strategy was, I'm gonna be faster than you and hit you in the fucking stomach. Like, so I'm just like, shit, that's that nigga's strategy. So if you talking about this Baki nigga, whoever the strongest nigga, fastest nigga in Baki, add they skills together, then double that shit, can that nigga still beat that nigga?
But that's the issue. You're applying a Dragon Ball logic instead of applying his actual training. Like, his training on a regular human's body is not going to allow that nigga to beat everybody else in that regular human's verse.
No, I think the counter to that argument is there people in the world that have skills that it doesn't matter if you're the fastest or strongest person there. So, like, for example, in Baki, like, if you find out, like you were talking about with the fastest person, that's why I thought that was a good point. Like, if you're still beatable being the fastest person in the series, then it doesn't matter that you're the fastest person there, because there's other skills that allow you to beat them. So now if you're the fastest and physically strongest person in the series, are there characters that have beaten somebody that has that like are the physical peak of the show? And I think that's the case where I still think Yujiro can win, because he strikes me as a person who has probably faced people that were better than him in both of those skill sets and still won. So
well, you also have that old man.
Strongest pinnacle, huh?
You also have that old man that Yujiro fight. If you go back to the anime, that old man or whatever, fucking floating like a damn leaf or whatever, he has some type of power where if you touch his ass, you gonna get fucked up too, or something like that, right? Well, not power, but martial arts.
No, like that.
So, I mean, the argument I think still goes back to the fact that, like, Goku is beatable as long as there's someone in your world. Like, if you scale him down, I'm saying, as long as there's someone in your world that can beat the physical peak of that world. Like, if you're at your physical fastest and strongest in that world, if that person's still easily beatable in that world, then I would argue that series, if you scale Goku down to their level, they'll easily beat him.
Like, an example, if we scale Goku down to real level, it's like, I don't know, a boxing. Like, if I gave this nigga Mike Tyson strength and Mayweather speed, all in one nigga, that'd be fucking scary, but that would be Goku. Like, he the strongest, fastest nigga you gonna ever fight. But it's still niggas out there that might outreach that nigga and might actually beat him. So I would say scale down the real world, Goku beatable. I don't know Baki world, so that's why I'm just giving like an example. I don't know how the shit works. But if there's a nigga that can beat the strongest, fastest nigga, plus a little more and durable, okay.
Well, I'm gonna say niggas who definitely do jujutsu are definitely meant to be able to try to take on niggas who are stronger and faster than you. So if you have somebody who has enough combat experience who can fucking dodge your attacks and get in on you and get a fucking hold, then they taking you out. So AKA the niggas in some of the niggas in Kengan, for example. You say that again?
It's not like there's still limits to that shit. It's like, so what? Like, when you scale down Goku, like they're saying, he's still like in Baki, these guys are still like ridiculously, like, impossibly real life strong. Like, a person can't even be as strong as they are in real life. So if you put Goku down to that again, he will be ridiculously strong. I mean, like, there's still hard to even fathom that. Besides, like, Yujiro, sure, but these regular, like, grapplers or whatever, they would just get wrecked by.
You saying because he would just fucking grab their wrist and just break all of their bones?
No, like, the idea is you have to take
the black guy does that. You know, the black, what's his name? I forgot his name, but he does that, and Goku be stronger than him. So,
like what Player 5 said, the idea is you have to take the strongest physical attributes of everyone in that series, maybe even add like a +2 or double them, and then that makes Goku. So like for me, if Biscuit, or is his name Biscuit or Oliver, whatever his name is, if he's shown as the most durable nigga in Baki, Goku has that. And then like whoever's shown as the most strongest nigga in Baki, Goku has that. And whoever's shown as the most fastest nigga in Baki, Goku has that. That makes up Goku in the Baki universe. Now
but
you
no
go,
skill.
is there anyone in the Baki universe where that really doesn't matter? Like that can still take on the fastest, strongest nigga and win. And most durable nigga and win. And then if that's the case, right, like what it seems like with Baki's father, because I think Baki's father is not the most durable. I don't think he can do the feats that Biscuit does or whatever. Like I don't think he's taking shotgun shells to the chest. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
but
I assume not.
Yeah, but like if that's the case, then you go like, okay, well he has some other X factor that allows him to beat the most physically person. I think the thing about Goku is that he is literally the peak of physicality. Every physical feat in any world, he maxes that out. So the question is, does that world allow them to beat somebody like that? And a lot of the combat focused worlds or combat focused shonens, it doesn't fucking matter. Like if he was in the Naruto world, strongest, fastest nigga, like he's bodying a lot of niggas, period. Because like they don't have things to combat that.
The issue is like they can beat someone that has one of those, right? You can beat like the person who's just the strongest, or beat the person who's just the fastest. But to fight a nigga that's the strongest, fastest, most durable, and he still have like martial arts skills, like that ain't gonna happen. You know, like.
But there are some worlds like Kenichi, for example. I would say Goku is like that, the grandmaster nigga, like strongest, fastest, most durable. But it's a nigga out there for that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a nigga that can counter them. So some worlds is doable. Some worlds it definitely ain't though.
Right. And that's where he really shines, is like those physical based worlds. Like Goku's pretty much, even if you try to scale him down in that world, Goku's still the top nigga in there. But the ones where maybe they leverage some strategy, different types of techniques, like even like the Bleach world, you can even argue maybe Jujutsu Kaisen, they might have a shot at beating them if he scaled down to their world, just because of the uniqueness of abilities and powers. Like there's maybe somebody who can like get around the physical fast, like all those physical feats, because they're not as important in a battle in that world.
Yeah, like,
but this is just talking about scaling him down. I'm not saying bringing Goku from TBZ there. I'm talking about scaling him down as the top tier physical person in a world.
Like in the real world, Goku would get folded because ground game. Goku ain't got no technique.
Oh, not at all.
They'd get that nigga on the ground, fold his dumb ass. Like he'd be